Welcome back friends once again in your favorite channel S Botany. From plant anatomy we will deal today about the tissue system, and this tissue is the complex tissue or vascular tissue. So, complex permanent tissue, the tissue that are made up of more than one type of cell is called as a complex tissue, and in a complex tissue the best examples are xylem and phloem. When you consider the vascular tissue, then the tissues which are involved in vascular supply also includes the xylem as well as phloem. So, while considering the complex permanent tissue, we will deal about xylem tissue as well as phloem tissue. Just see about the some images of vascular tissue. The first one image, this one is of xylem. So, xylem consists of tracheids, vessels, xylem parenchyma and xylem fibers. If you see this one figure, then you will come to know what type of tissues are present in the xylem. This one is a vessel, just see vessels, then these are the tracheids, the pits present in the vessels as well as tracheids, maybe the simple pit or maybe the bordered pit. Then these are also the vessel elements, these are the tracheidal elements. Then the parenchyma, that means the parenchymatous cells which are associated with the xylem are generally considered as a xylem parenchyma. Then these are the paired pits. Okay. Vessel element, tracheid, vessels again. Just see this one is a phloem. So, phloem is a vascular tissue or a complex tissue which is involved in a translocation of organic food material synthesized by the leaves, and translocation of synthesized food material from leaves to other parts of the plant is the main function played by the phloem. So, phloem also consists of different kinds of the cells, maybe the sieve tubes, companion cell, phloem parenchyma and phloem fibers. If you see this one, then this one is a sieve tube, then this one is a companion cell. Okay. Then these are the food storage cells, that means these are the cells, parenchymatous cells associated with the phloem. Therefore, this one is called as a phloem parenchyma. Okay. Just see this one cell, this one figure of xylem, which is showing the protoxylem and metaxylem. So, protoxylem are usually smaller in size, while metaxylem are larger in size. Protoxylem are primarily present, or first form xylem is the protoxylem, and the latter one is the metaxylem. So, large vessels are present in the protoxylem, while the smaller one are protoxylem. Here also this one is a protoxylem one, while these are the metaxylem. Okay. This one more image from the xylem which showing the xylem fibers, then xylem parenchyma, xylem vessels as well as the tracheids which are present in the xylem. One more image which showing the xylem. This is a xylem in a longitudinal section, then the vessel elements, the tracheidal elements and xylem. This one is a transverse section which showing the tracheids, then vessels. Here also these are the vessel, this one is again vessel, Parenchymatous cells here, this one is a parenchymatous one, while this yellowish representing the yellowish cells representing the tracheids actually, and this faint greenish color is represented by means of parenchyma type of the cell. So, what type of cells and their arrangement present in the xylem, you will come to know. One more figure which showing the secondary wall thickening in tracheids and vessels. So, generally xylem or wood is a mechanical tissue, no doubt it is a vascular tissue, but it is a mechanical tissue, and in a xylem secondary wall is present, and that secondary wall is formed by means of lignin, and due to which this xylem is considered as a dead type of the cell. So, the lignin present in the xylem may be of different types, or it forms different kinds of thickening. If you see, first one is a annular thickening. This one annular, in annular thickening, just such a type of a thickening, circular thickening is present in annular one, while in case of spiral, just see, this is a annular thickening, this one is annular thickening, and later on it forms a spiral shape. Okay. So, either such a type of a thickening, or it may be in this way. Okay. If you see here, such a type of a wall thickening is present. This one is a spiral wall thickening, or this will become again spiral wall thickening. Then third one, next one, wall thickening is a scalariform type of a wall thickening. Then this one is a reticulate wall thickening, and these are the petaled. Petaled wall thickening may show simple simple pits as well as bordered pits. About the pits, you may observe the video on sclerenchyma, where the details are already explained. Now, this one is again one more figure showing the structure of a xylem. So, within a xylem, these are the tracheids, and this one is a vessel. So, this one is again vessel element, and these are the tracheidal elements or tracheids present in the xylem. One more image showing how the tracheids looking like, then how the vessels are present, what kind of pits present. Then this one is a xylem parenchyma showing completely protoplasm in it. This one is the only living element present in the xylem. Actually, the parenchymatous cells which are living one, which are associated with the xylem, therefore they are called as a xylem parenchyma. Then this one is a fiber. Actually, the fiber is the element of the sclerenchyma. Okay. Sclerenchyma is divided into fibers and sclerids or stone cells. These fibers which are associated with the xylem element are called as a xylem fibers. Okay. This is a vessel, and this one is a tracheid. Vessel shows end to end arrangement, and it shows perforation plates, while tracheids shows such a type of a tapering ends. Okay, let me change the, okay, this one end is a tapering end. Okay, and these are the tracheids showing the simple pit or bordered pits, while these fibers also show the pointed edges. These also show secondary wall thickening. So, within a xylem, tracheids, vessels and fibers will show secondary wall thickening, and these three components are the dead component, while xylem parenchyma is the only living tissue present in the xylem. Then this one one more figure representing the xylem parenchyma. So xylem parenchyma shows either ray parenchyma or wood parenchyma. The ray parenchyma, these are actually the rays which are present in a xylem portion. When secondary growth takes place, at that time the secondary medullary rays which are present in the xylem are generally considered as a xylem ray. So these are the parenchymatous one which are helpful in radial translocation of minerals or else material, while this one is generally considered as a wood parenchyma which is present within the xylem. These are the tracheidal vessel. This one is a element of a tracheid. Okay, so these are the some figures representing the xylem element. These are the figures which showing the phloem element. Within a phloem, one can observe the sieve tubes or sieve elements, companion cell, phloem parenchyma, phloem fibers. So sieve elements are of two kind. One is a sieve cell which is observed in a primitive kind of the plants, usually in the gymnospermic plant, and sieve tubes are usually present in the angiospermic type of the plant. So these are the sieve cells which shows sieve pores, narrow and elongated structures are usually present, while this one is a sieve tube. Sieve tube shows end to end arrangement of or this one is actually the vessel like element. This one is again the sieve tube, this one is a sieve tube, this one is a sieve tube. The partition walls of the sieve tube, or where the sieve tubes get connected to each other, here sieve plate is present which bring about the cytoplasmic connections between the adjacent sieve tube cells. Okay, then the specialized cell which are connected or associated with the sieve tube is a companion cell. If you see this one figure, then this one becomes the companion cell, this one becomes the companion cell. Okay, if you see the sieve tube, then this one is a region of sieve tube. Okay, so these are the sieve tube, companion cell, then sieve tube member, then this one is a sieve plate. Sieve plate is very important character. If you see here, this one is a companion cell. Okay, then these are about the phloem parenchyma type of the cell. This is a sieve tube, this showing the sieve plate. This is a transverse section of the phloem which showing the different kinds of the element. This is a sieve tube. Okay, then this one cell which is associated with the sieve tube is a companion cell. This is a sieve plate, this one and this one, this is present in LES and this is present in the transverse section. Then this one figure again, here if you see, this one is again sieve tube. So these are the sieve cells, then these are the companion cells, then this one is a area of sieve plate. This is a xylem phloem, it's showing a interlinking in a translocation of organic solid. How the translocation, or what is the Munch hypothesis, diffusion pressure hypothesis. Okay, so this one is a phloem, this one is a element of xylem. The main function of the xylem is transport of water and minerals from root to other parts of the plant. Actually, the water which is absorbed by the xylem is sent to the phloem. Okay, this one is a companion cell, this one is a storage cell. This storage cell is actually the this is a broad concept. Here storage cell is considered as a leaf. Okay, then source and sink relationship is shown here. Sink cell, that means utilization end, and this one is a synthetic end where the food material is synthesized and here food material is utilized. Okay, so this one is a translocation of the food material synthesized from the leaves to the utilizing end. Okay, this one part is from the physiology one. Next one figure, if you see this one, this is about the phloem. So within phloem, sieve tubes are present, then companion cells are present, phloem parenchyma is present. This one is a sieve tube. It's showing the such a type of a sieve plates. Okay, so such type of a callogic plugs are present in the sieve areas. Okay, so this one is a sieve tube, then this one is a sieve tube, and these greenish colored cells are the companion cells. Okay, then these are the companion cell, and whatever these parts are present, these are parenchyma type of the cell. The parenchyma which is associated with the phloem is called as a phloem parenchyma. Again, one more image of a sieve tube. So this is a sieve plate pore. The small pores which are present in the sieve plate are called sieve plate pore. Then lateral sieve area. Okay, then this one is a companion cell, and companion cell, you see, if you see here, this one is a living type of the cell. It shows plasmodesmata. Plasmodesmata are the actually pores which are present in the middle lamella and primary cell wall. Actually, the middle lamella are present in the primary cell wall, and it shows interconnection through the plasma membrane with the adjacent cell. Then vacuole is present, mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, nucleus, chloroplast. So this one is a living type of the cell. So this one is a companion type of the cell. Next one figure representing the elements here about the phloem. This one is a sieve tube actual, and sieve tube shows sieve plate. These are the locations of the sieve plate. This one is a companion cell, and companion cell are usually associated with the sieve tube, and this one is a phloem parenchyma. Here if you see this one image, then these are the phloem fibers. What are the phloem fibers? Phloem fibers are actually the sclerenchymatous tissue or sclerenchyma type of the cell which is associated with the phloem. That's why it is called as a phloem fiber, or this one is also called the leptome fiber or bast fiber, as leptome or bast are the same names of the phloem. So here callose is present. Usually callose is present in the area of the sieve plate, and where the sieve plate present? Sieve plate is present in the sieve tube. Then this one is a phloem parenchyma. Then this one representing the companion cell, and this one representing the sieve tube. Within the sieve tube, cytoplasmic strands are present, and as the cytoplasmic strands are present, sieve plates are present, it clearly gives an evidence that the translocation of the food material takes place through the phloem. Okay, so these are the some figures which representing about the xylem and phloem. So xylem and phloem are the members of complex permanent tissue or maybe the vascular tissue. So the complex permanent tissue is made up of more than one type of cell. Okay, complex permanent tissue. Actually, permanent tissue is divided into simple permanent tissue and complex permanent tissue. Parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma are simple permanent tissue, while vascular tissue like xylem and phloem are the complex permanent tissue, as they are made up of more than one type of the cell. They coordinate together to perform same function. Okay, all the elements present in the xylem or all the elements present in the phloem perform together. So they coordinate together and perform the same function in the plant body, also known as a vascular tissue, and classified into xylem and phloem. Vascular tissue is a series of a complex cell type that comprise the plant's vascular system, which moves nutrients and water through the vascular plant. Usually the nutrients are transported through the phloem, and water and minerals are transported by means of the xylem. Vascular tissue is essential for the life of the vascular plant, and this occurs throughout the plant, including stem, root, leaves, branches, bark. So there are two types of the vascular tissue or complex permanent tissue. First one is a xylem and another one is a phloem. Let's see about the xylem. Principal water conducting tissue. Okay, principal water conducting tissue is the xylem and is composed of protoxylem and metaxylem. Protoxylem is formed first and metaxylem the latter one. If you see this one figure, this one is a metaxylem and this one is a protoxylem. Okay, so protoxylem is formed first, or xylem element is composed of these two elements, protoxylem and metaxylem. Xylem is the tissue of a vascular plant that transport water and nutrient from soil to the stem and leaves. So this is about the function of a xylem. It plays important role or essential supporting role or anchoring of the role, anchorage role. So the root system which is present in the plant gives support to the plant. Okay, so xylem is involved in a mechanical tissue, so it gives anchorage or support or mechanical strength to the tissue and organ to maintain plant's architecture as well as resistance to the bending. If you see the principles which are involved in a mechanical tissue, then there are different kinds of the stresses present in the plant, and to face these stresses, maybe the pulling stress, maybe the bending stress, maybe the shearing stress, different compressibility stress. So all this in all these stresses, the mechanical tissue play an important role, and xylem is one of the mechanical tissue which play important role in the plants. So xylem is also known as a wood. Okay, and it consists of 4 elements: tracheids, vessels, fibers and parenchyma. Just see about the tracheids. So tracheids are very much elongated tube like cell with the tapering ends. If you see this one figure, okay, so this one is about the tracheid. This is a tracheid, this one is a tracheid, this one is vessel, and this one is about the xylem parenchyma. So these tracheids are very much elongated tube like cells with the tapering end. These ends are the tapering ends. They are thick, hard with the lignified cell wall. So the tracheids as well as vessels show the as well as fibers show the lignified secondary cell wall, and that's why they are dead. Here tracheid itself have a thick and hard lignified wall, and therefore it is a dead in nature. It appears circular, polygonal in shape in a transverse section. Secondary wall layers are deposited in the form of lignin, and it show either annular, spiral, scalariform, reticulate or peated type of a thickenings. So these are the thickenings: annular, spiral, scalariform, reticulate, peated. These are the common thickenings which are present in the tracheids as well as vessels. Peated tracheids are most common. Okay. Usually simple peated or bordered peated tracheids are most common. Simple pits are the areas with only primary cell wall without any secondary thickening. So if we see this one figure, suppose this one is a middle lamella. Okay, this one be the primary cell wall of adjacent cell. Okay, middle lamella is a portion in between the cells. So this one region, okay, this one is a middle lamella. Okay, control Z, and let me show you the secondary wall thickening. Not this one. Let this be the secondary wall. So this secondary wall is present. Let me change the color of the middle lamella. So this one is a middle lamella. Okay. So what is present in the simple type of a pits? The simple pits show the absence of such a type of a secondary cell wall. So it is a portion which shows such a type of a absence of a secondary cell wall, then it is called as a simple pit. Okay. So simple pit and bordered pits are present here. In bordered pit, secondary wall forms the dome shaped structure with small perforation. Just see my previous video of sclerenchyma, you will come to know about the bordered pits. Then what are the functions performed by the tracheid? Conduction of water and minerals from roots to leaves, and also provide the mechanical support is the main function of the tracheid. Clear? Just say about the vessel, this one element. So this one is a tracheid and these are the vessel. This one is again the element of the vessel. Vessels are long, cylindrical, tube-like with lignified wall. So vessels are long, these are cylindrical, tube-like and with lignified walls. Vessels are without protoplasm, okay, forming a large lumen in the center. Large cavity is present in the center, as secondary wall in the form of lignin is present in the vessel. Therefore it is a dead cell and therefore it is without protoplasm and show a large lumen or cavity in the center, and these are the dead cells. Vessels are arranged in longitudinal series with perforated partition walls. Okay, so these vessels, these are the actually units of the vessels. Okay, and these are arranged one above the other, and they show they are arranged in a longitudinal series with perforated partition wall. These walls are perforated. Okay. This also shows secondary wall thickening in the form of annular, spiral, scalariform, reticulate or peated one. Vessels are the main elements of xylem for the conduction due to perforation plates. Okay. So here perforation plates are present, and that is why if you see the figure of the phloem, this is xylem one. So these are the perforation, these are the vessels, these are the perforation plates which are present in between the vessels, and shows the mostly it shows the pitted type of a thickening. So this is about the vessels. Just see about the xylem fibers. Okay, so this one is a xylem fiber. Sclerenchymatous cells associated with the tracheids or vessels or xylem are known as a xylem fiber or known as a wood fiber. These are elongated dead cells with lignified walls. And what is the function? Mechanical support. These fibers also possesses the bordered pits. And last one is a xylem parenchyma. What is xylem parenchyma? These are the parenchymatous cells which are associated with the xylem, and as these are the parenchymatous cells, these are living one. Okay, it is present in the two form, wood parenchyma and ray parenchyma. Which is a wood parenchyma and which is a ray parenchyma? This one is a wood parenchyma, and these longitudinal series form the ray like structure, therefore they are called as a ray parenchyma. So ray parenchyma occurs radial transverse series, while wood parenchyma or xylem, wood means xylem parenchyma attach end to end. Storage of the food in the form of starch or fats is the main function played by the xylem parenchyma. So this is about the xylem element. Let's see about the phloem. So phloem is another one vascular tissue or permanent tissue. Which is permanent tissue? Complex permanent tissue. Okay. So phloem is also called as a vas or lepton. These are the another names of the phloem, but majoritarily phloem is more familiar word. Phloem is responsible for the conduction or transport of organic food synthesized by the leaves to different parts of the plant body. So if you see, the main function of a phloem is a translocation of the food material from the site of their synthesis to the site of their utilization. Okay, site of synthesis, that means from the leaves, and to the site of their utilization, where the synthesized food material is utilized or stored. So phloem is responsible for conduction or transport of organic food, synthesized food, or the end product of the photosynthesis to different parts of the plant body. Phloem is composed of 4 elements: sieve element, companion cell, phloem parenchyma, and phloem fibers are also called as a bast fiber or lepton fibers. These sieve elements are of two kinds. One is a sieve cell and another one is a sieve tubes. If you see, it is of two types: sieve element, sieve cell, and sieve tube. This one is a sieve cell. Okay, these are narrow, elongated cells without sieve area. Which is the sieve area? If you see this one figure, this sieve plate is the sieve area, which is present only in the sieve tubes and not present in the sieve cells. So these are narrow, elongated, without sieve area or sieve plate. Sieve pores are present, no doubt. Here sieve pores are present all over the surface of the sieve cell and present in these are primitive than the sieve tubes and occur in lower vascular plants as well as in the gymnosperm. And what are the sieve tubes? Sieve tubes are long, slender, tube-like structure. If you see, this one is a sieve tube. Just see, this one is a sieve tube, this one is a figure of a sieve tube, or this one is a sieve tube. So what are the sieve tubes? Sieve tubes are long, slender, tube-like, which are joined to each other from end to end. So sieve tubes are long, slender, tube-like, joined end to end. Okay, at the end of the sieve tube, sieve plate is present, and this sieve plate, this is the area of a sieve plate which is present and consists of many sieves. These are the loci. Let me show you which are the sieve pores. So these are the regions of sieve pores, and these sieve pores are formed by the calozic plugs. So here if you see, this is the area where such a type of a calozic plugs are present, and these calozic plugs show minute sieve areas, and these minute areas are called as a sieve pore. So sieve tubes lack nucleus as well as cell organelles. Sieve tube lacks nucleus. Nucleus is absent as well as another cell organelles are absent in the sieve tube. Sieve tubes are involved in transport of organic food from leaves to different parts of the plant. Let us say about the companion cell. Which are the companion cell? If you see this one figure, then this one is a sieve tube, and these greenish colored cells are the companion cells. Okay. So these companion cells are thin wall and elongated cells. These cells have dense cytoplasm, prominent nucleus, several vacuoles, and other cytoplasmic organelles. That means these companion cells are living one. These are specialized parenchymatous cells found closely associated with the sieve tube element. Okay, actually these are the parenchyma type of the cells, but they are closely associated with the sieve tube element, and generally they regulate the flow of nutrient passing through the sieve tubes. So it is one more important function played by the companion cell. These are found only among the members of angiosperm. In gymnosperm, vessels are absent. Only the exceptional case, Natopsida, or the example of a Natum, where vessels are present, but they are absent in the gymnosperm and are present in the angiosperm. Companion cell play important role in the maintenance of the pressure gradient in the sieve tubes, that means loading and unloading of the photosynthetic food material. So what function does this companion cell play? It maintains the pressure gradient in the sieve tube. Sieve tube, what is the function of the sieve tube? Sieve tube is involved in a translocation of the food material. Whatever food material synthesized by the green leaves or the end product of photosynthesis will transport through this sieve tube. Okay, and what function provided by the companion cell? So this food material is passing through the sieve tube to maintain the pressure. Okay, to maintain the pressure passing of the food material passing through this sieve tube is controlled by means of this companion cell, or in other words, loading and unloading of the photosynthetic material. Loading and unloading. Loading means to permit the photosynthetic material pass through the sieve tubes, and what is unloading? As it maintains the pressure, the food material unload. Okay, so loading and unloading process, simple. So loading and unloading of the photosynthetic material. Does this cell help in the conduction of the food along with the sieve tubes? So sieve tube is only the pathway, okay, but the controlling is in hand of these companion cell. Then what is the phloem parenchyma? A tissue or the phloem parenchyma found associated with the CV elements. Actually, parenchyma tissue involved in the or present in the phloem is the phloem parenchyma. So, whatever food material, synthesized food material prepared in the leaves is first of all stored in the parenchyma, mesophyll tissue. Later on, from the mesophyll tissue, spongy tissue or maybe the palisade tissue, this material passes towards the parenchyma. From parenchyma, it moves to the companion cell. Actually, the pressure is regulated by the companion cell. From parenchyma, that material passes into the sieve tube. Therefore, these are associated with the sieve tube elements. These are elongated, cylindrical, subspherical or polyhedral in structure. These are living cells which have dense cytoplasm and nucleus and absent in the monocot. So, phloem parenchyma is mainly associated with the storage of the organic food material. So, you will see here, this one is a sieve tube, this is the area of a companion cell, and this one is a phloem parenchyma. Let us see about the phloem fibers or bast fibers. Fibers, the unit of the sclerenchyma. So, these are the sclerenchymatous fibers found both in primary and secondary phloem and commonly known as a phloem fibers. These phloem fibers are elongated one. This one is a image of a phloem fiber. These are elongated cell with interlocking ends with the lignified walls of the simple pit. Where the simple pits are present, lignified walls and simple pits. Simple pits are present, simple pit or bordered pits are present in the xylem element. So, they form interlocked ends with lignified walls as well as pits. They give mechanical support to the plant. So, this one, if you see, this is a sieve plate, then this one is a companion cell, then phloem parenchyma. So, this is about the phloem element. And one more important point is a type of a vascular bundle. Which are the types of the vascular bundle? So, vascular bundle is a strand of a tissue containing primary xylem and phloem and sometimes enclosed by means of a either parenchymatous or sclerenchymatous bundle shape. So, according to the arrangement of xylem and phloem, vascular bundles are of three types. Okay. First one is a radial type. If you see, this one is a radial type of the bundle, and this radial type of bundle will show the arrangement. If you see, these are the vessels. Okay. These are the elements of the xylem. Okay. And let me color it. This one is a zone of phloem. So, here if you see, the xylem and phloem are present on the same radius, or they are equally placed at the from the center. If you consider this one as a circle, this is a center, and this one is a radius. So, these are the elements where xylem will be present on the same radius. In the same way, phloem will be present on the same radius. Okay. So, this one is a radial type of the bundle. Here in radial type of the bundle, the elements of xylem and elements of phloem alternately present on the same radius, and is a characteristic feature of the root Okay, so in case of dicot type of a root, you will observe either diarch to hexarch condition. Okay, that means two arches of xylem to 6 arches of xylem. While in case of monocot root, you will observe the presence of polyarch condition. What is polyarch condition? More than 6 arches of xylem if present, then it is called as a polyarch condition. So this is a radial type of the bundle. Okay, and second one is a conjoined type of the bundle. What is conjoined type of the bundle? When xylem and phloem togetherly present, then it forms the conjoint bundle. Okay, and it forms two types. One is a collateral and another one is a bicollateral. In collateral type of the bundle, phloem is present towards upper side and xylem is present towards the lower side. While in case of bicollateral type of the bundle, xylem is present in the center and is sandwiched by means of phloem from both sides. So this one is a collateral and this one is a bicollateral. If you see here, collateral type of the bundle is again of two type. If cambium is present in between phloem and xylem element, then it is called as a open type of the bundle. So conjoint collateral open bundle, which is usually present in the dicot stem. It brings about the secondary growth due to the presence of this lateral cambium, which is called as a lateral meristem, which is called as a cambium, while this one is a closed type of the bundle. Here if you see, this one is a region of a xylem and this one region is a phloem. This one is a sclerenchymatous bundle sheath, as this one is a this one present in the monocot stem. So xylem and phloem present, but cambium is a absent. That's why it is called as a closed type of the bundle. So this one is a conjoint, collateral and close. This is about the collateral bundle. This one is a bicollateral type of the bundle. Closed type of the bundles are present in the monocot stem. Okay, bicollateral type of the bundle are present in the members of family Cucurbitaceae. In case of bicollateral type of the bundle, xylem is present in the center. This is the portion, let me clear it. This one is a portion of the xylem. Okay, and this xylem is surrounded by means of this one patch and this one patch of a phloem, and in between xylem and phloem you will observe such a type of a, let me change the color, this one type of a cambium. So if you see here, such a type of a structure is present. So how the structure? Outer phloem, okay, then outer cambium, then xylem, inner cambium and inner phloem. So when xylem element are sandwiched between the phloem, then it is called as a bicollateral type of the bundle, and bicollateral type of the bundles are usually open type. What is open type? Cambium is present in between xylem and phloem. And third one type, which is a most primitive type, is a concentric type of the bundle. What is concentric type of the bundle? In case of concentric type of the bundle, either one type of a vascular tissue is overlap by means of another kind of a vascular tissue. If you observe here, this one is a region of a xylem, and if you see this one figure here, this one is a region of a xylem. Okay, and this one region is a phloem region. This one is a phloem region, here this one is a phloem region. So this one is a amphicribal or centroxylic type of the bundle. Okay, and while this one is a centroploic type of the bundle, or this one is called as a amphivessel. Okay, so in case of centroploic, in the central phloem will be present and is overlapped by means of the xylem, while in centroxylic, xylem is present in the center and is covered by means of the phloem. Okay, so this is about the types of the vascular bundle. So radial type of the bundle, conjoint type of the bundle and concentric type of the bundle, these are the three types. In radial type of the bundle, xylem and phloem are found as a separate patches on alternate radii. Okay, characteristic of the root and is a primitive type of the bundle. Then what is conjoint type? In this type of the bundle, xylem and phloem occur side by side on the same radii, not side by side, they occur togetherly on the same radii. Okay, so if you see this one is a circle and this is the center, then such a type of a bundles are conjoint type of the bundle. Okay, so xylem and phloem togetherly present, but they are present on the same radii. What is same radii? If this distance is 5 centimeter, then this distance will be the 5 centimeter, same radii. It is of two type, conjoint, collateral and bicollateral. In case of conjoint bundles, xylem and phloem lie together on the same radius. Okay, phloem being external and xylem being internal. Okay, collateral vascular bundle is most common, found in the stem and leaves of the phanerogams. Phanerogams means flowering plant. It is referred to be open if a strip of cambium is present between xylem and phloem as present in the dicot stem, and if it is considered to be closed when cambium is absent as observed in the monocot stem. And what is bicollateral type of the bundle? Bicollateral type of the bundle in which two phloem patches, one on outer side and other on inner side of the xylem is present, then it is called as a bicollateral type of the vascular bundle. And sequence outer phloem, outer cambium, xylem, inner cambium and inner phloem, and it is always open type. Then this one is about the concentric bundle. What is concentric bundle? One kind of a vascular tissue is surrounded by another kind of vascular tissue. It is of two types and is always closed. Cambium is always absent. Amphivessel or leptocentric or centroploic. Phloem is surrounded by means of xylem. Centroploic, central region will be occupied by means of the phloem. Centroxylic, central region will be occupied by means of the xylem. So amphicribal, hydrocentric or centroxylic, here xylem is surrounded by means of the phloem observed in the Lycopodium or Selaginella. So here these are again some figures which clearly showing this is a radial type of the bundle, this one is a phloem element, and these are the xylem element. Xylem and phloem alternately present on the same radii. These are the concentric type of the bundle. This one is a centroploic, this one is a centroxylic. As central portion is occupied by means of xylem, here central portion is occupied by means of the phloem. Then these are the conjoint type of the bundle. This one is a closed type of the bundle, as this one is a phloem and this one is a xylem. In between phloem and xylem, cambium is absent, therefore this one is a closed type of the bundle, and this one is the open type of the bundle, as this one region is present here, cambium region. Phloem and xylem are separated by means of the cambium, and this one is a bicollateral type of the bundle. This one is a cambium ring, this one is again cambium ring. This is the region of xylem and is surrounded on both sides by means of the phloem. So, this is a bicollateral type of the bundles. Then last one point is a what are the functions of vascular tissue? To conduct water and other nutrient from root to leaves through the xylem, okay, the function of the xylem. To translocate prepared carbohydrate from leaves to other storage organ and growing region of the plant body through the phloem. So, this is a function of the xylem, this is the function of the phloem. It forms a continuous or interconnected system in different organs of the plant. Xylem gives mechanical strength and support to the plant body, and cambium, which is present in the vascular bundle, is a lateral meristem tissue which causes secondary growth in dicot as well as gymnosperms. So, friends, this is about the complex permanent tissue or vascular tissue. The elements which we have shown today are xylem, phloem as well as types of the cambium. So, this is about today's topic. Next one part, the epidermal tissue system, we will see in the next one video. Till then, have a nice day. Goodbye.